I don't know, Binghamton moaned from his bed. I'm in bad shape. Bad shape. He gestured feebly. Parker, raise my head a little, will you? Parker rushed over, fumbling with the bed crank. Clang! The head of the bed slammed down. Binghamton let out a muffled shriek. Push it down. Not that way. Put it down, Binghamton screamed. Gee, I'm sorry, sir, Parker stammered. I thought it was in neutral. Binghamton ignored him and looked at McHale with watery eyes. McHale, the medics don't know how long I'll be in here. I have to appoint an acting base commander. Well, I understand, sir, McHale said smoothly. And you can rest assured, my boys, and I will give Lieutenant Carpenter all the help we can. Carpenter? Binghamton barked. McHale blinked. I wouldn't think of asking you to take it on without help, Binghamton said, a trap snapping shut in his mind. I'm appointing Parker here as acting executive officer. Parker's eyes lit up like Christmas trees. Oh boy, did you hear that, Skipper? Thanks, Captain. You'll never regret this. I know, Binghamton smirked under his breath. Now out, go take command. Back at the office, chaos didn't just reign, it threw a party. Parker was on 3 phones at once. Yes, ma'am. We found the garter belts. I'll have them sent over immediately. He turned to McHale. Skip, the Seabees are building the new Arab in the middle of the rifle range. Tell them to keep their heads down. McHale shouted over the noise. Just then, the crew of the PT-73, Gruber, Christie, Tinker, and the rest, burst in. Hey, Skip, the boys want to throw a little shindig, a real wing-ding, Gruber shouted. Great, McHale said, distracted by a radar report. Full speed ahead. Action is what we need. Within an hour, Taratupa had been transformed. The base was no longer a military installation. It was a Roman orgy, as Binghamton later described it. Hula girls were dancing, booze was flowing, and the petty officers' club was louder than a naval bombardment. In the hospital, Binghamton was practically dancing with joy. The Admiral's plane is touching down. McHale is as good as dead. Admiral Iron Pants Rafferty arrived, and he was every bit as terrifying as his name suggested. He walked into the base to find McHale wearing a floral lei and Parker looking like he'd been through a blender. Welcome to Taratupa, sir, McHale said, trying to stand at attention while a ukulele played in the distance. What the devil is that thing around your neck? Rafferty barked. Old native custom, sir, McHale offered. Binghamton, unable to wait for the distraction, suddenly recovered and burst out of the hospital in his pajamas. Admiral, you won't believe it. There are hula girls in the air raid shelter. McHale has turned this base into a madhouse. They rushed to the shelter. Rafferty threw open the door. It was empty. Well, not empty, but filled with Seabees polishing their boots. McHale had moved the girls to the laundry shack just in time. Binghamton, Rafferty growled, you are either delirious or drunk. Get back to bed. McHale, you seem to have a firm, albeit unconventional, grip on things here. Binghamton's plan had backfired so spectacularly that he was ordered back to the hospital for combat fatigue. As he was dragged away, he saw McHale wink. It was only the beginning of a very long month. Chapter 3. The Sultan and the Secret Mission. A few days later, a new crisis arrived in the form of a sultan. Sultan Karim of Mirani was arriving with his 3 daughters, the princesses. Binghamton, desperate to regain his standing with the admiral, decided to host a grand dinner. I want everything 100% in order, Binghamton screamed at McHale. And to make sure you don't ruin it, I'm sending the PT-73 on a recon mission to Aku Aku. But sir, McHale protested, there are no nips on Aku Aku. It's a deserted strip of sand. Exactly, Binghamton cheered. Get out. However, Destiny had other plans. The Sultan's plane developed engine trouble and was forced down, right near Aku Aku. Makale and his crew rescued them. Greetings, Your Highness, McHale said, bowing to the Sultan. I am Commander McHale. We are here to serve you. The Sultan looked at the PT-73 crew. Are these men to be trusted with my cargo? Wowie, wow, wow, Gruber whispered, looking at the princesses. Like a chicken, the Sultan snapped, offended. McHale quickly stepped in. Forgive him, Highness. In our country, that's a ceremonial greeting of deep respect. Wowie, wow, wow. The Sultan was soon charmed by the saltwater skipper. He even insisted on steering the PT boat, nearly ramming it into a coral reef while laughing like a child. When they returned to base, Binghamton was forced to invite McHale to the royal dinner. But McHale's crew had other ideas. Virgil had fallen for Princess Siri and decided to borrow the PT-73 for a romantic moonlit cruise. In the middle of the dinner, Binghamton realized one of the princesses was missing. Fearing the Sultan's wrath, McHale had a brilliant, terrible idea. He dressed Gruber in a gown and a veil. Your Highness, Binghamton gushed, may I present your daughter, the Princess, Gruberina? Gruber, in a wig and heavy makeup, tried to dance. It was a disaster of epic proportions. The Sultan watched in horror as his daughter tripped over her own feet and let out a very masculine grunt. This is an outrage, the Sultan roared. Binghamton, realizing the deception, tried to unmask the impostor by grabbing at Gruber's dress. He accidentally grabbed the real princess instead. Stupid infidel, the Sultan screamed. I will raid your Washington. Binghamton stood in the ruins of the dinner party, holding a handful of silk and a look of pure despair. Why me? He sobbed. Why is it always me? Chapter 4. The Laughing Gas and the Fitness Board. The friction between Binghamton and Parker reached a boiling point when the ensign accidentally ran over the captain with the PT-73 during a botched docking maneuver. I'm sending a message to conflict, Binghamton roared, dripping wet and covered in seaweed. I am requesting a fitness board. You are finished, Parker. Kaput done. McHale knew he had to save his ensign. We need to get lead bottom in a good mood, he told the crew. But how? Laughing gas, Gruber suggested. The base dentist just got a fresh tank of nitrous oxide. The plan was set. They rigged a hose from the dentist's office into the ventilation system of Binghamton's shack. As the captain sat at his desk, preparing the legal papers to ruin Parker's life, a sweet, odorless gas began to fill the room. Suddenly, the world didn't seem so bad to Wallace Binghamton. He looked at the charges against Parker and started to giggle. He torpedoed a garbage scow. Ho ho, that's rich. The potato peels must have looked like a sub. What a card that Parker is. McHale and Parker walked in. Captain, about the fitness board? Fitness board? Binghamton cackled, clutching his sides. Don't be silly, Chucky-Wucky. I love you. You're the best ensign in the Navy. He grabbed Parker and started dancing a jig. Sir, Carpenter stammered. You ordered me to radio conflict to speed up the hearing. Lathering dodo. Binghamton laughed. Cancel it. Send a message that Parker is a hero. A genius. A marvel of modern science. Just then, Admiral Shoemaker arrived for the hearing. He walked in to find the base commander dancing with an ensign and a commander while singing The Old Grey Mare. Binghamton, what is the meaning of this? Shoemaker demanded. Binghamton grabbed the admiral. Shuey, you old dog, come and dance. The world is a beautiful place. The gas eventually wore off, but not before an air raid siren went off. Parker, still slightly buzzed, stumbled out to a machine gun and by sheer dumb luck shot down a Japanese bomber while laughing his head off. Magnificent, Shoemaker declared. The man is a combat genius. Binghamton, you were right to recommend him for a medal. Binghamton, now suffering from a massive headache and the realization of what he'd done, could only stare into the distance. Yes. A medal. Why not? Chapter 5. Sydney, the alligator, and the $900 wallet. Taratupa's newest resident was Sydney, a friendly alligator who had a peculiar fondness for Ensign Parker's mother's peanut butter sandwiches. Can we keep him, Skip? Parker pleaded. He's a mascot. An alligator? On a wooden boat? Mikhail asked. Why not?